Hello friends, I welcome you to another interesting tutorial in our Adobe Illustrator class. My name is Rafi Yakub from Exec Graphics and Multimedia. I'm reaching you live from Lagos State, Nigeria. In today's class, we are going to see how we can utilize our color in Adobe Illustrator. Alright, so as you can see on the screen here, I've opened up my Adobe Illustrator CC 2017 already. All you have to do is to see how I'm trying to apply the colors in Adobe Illustrator, right? So if you come to the choose bar here, the foreground color, as you can see on the screen here, is white. While this black here is to represent the stroke color, right? Then if you come to the home tab here, you are going to see the same thing. That is, the first place where my cursor is white, and the second place where my cursor is black, right? So if you click on the first one, which is white here, you see a drop down color here also. If you click on the second one, which is the black, you see a drop down, a lot of color you can use for your graphics. All right, now let's go back to the toolbar. Let's start from the rectangle. So if we select a rectangle and we draw a rectangle like this, so we draw a rectangle like this, so we notice that our rectangle here is already in a white field, right? This simply means that the foreground color here white. So whenever you want to draw any circle or any shape style, whether you are using your pen tools or you are using an object to draw any shape style, any shape, you are going to have the white color as a foreground color, right? Now, how do you change this color from white to another color so that it's easy for you to differentiate between the background color and the shape color? There are many ways by which you can do that. So let's start from the simplest way. So having drawn the shape style like this, you go to the home tab. So you can click on this box here and select, begin to play around with the color. So each time you select color like this, it's going to automatically update on the shape, right? So let's say, for instance, you want to change the stroke color of the shape. So you have to navigate back to the home tab, select this box here, then you begin to change the color. So the color is changed, but the reason why we could not see it on the shape is that the stroke width is very much slim, right? So if we come here and we click on this box here, so we select from the drop down and select, let's say we select 14th. Now you can see the stroke color in the rectangle, right? So if you come back here, if we come back to our color information here from the toolbar, so you see the foreground color here, color is pink, and the stroke color here also is sky blue. All right, so this is the first stage of using color psychology in Illustrator. So let me quickly delete this and see how we can play around with color psychology in another way. So we go back to our toolbar again. So if we right click down from the rectangle and I select circle now. So if I draw a circle, you notice that the color here is the same thing as what I have in the previous shape. This is because my foreground color here and my stroke color here has not been changed, right? So if you want to try to work around with another color, you can use the same method or you use another method. So now let's say we want to change the color fill of this shape. All you have to do in another way method is that you double click on the fill. So when you double click on the fill, the color picker is going to pump up like this. So from this point here, you can begin to play around with the color. Let's say I'm changing it to this type of dark pink, then you click on OK. So you see the effect change immediately. So let's say we want to change the stroke color or so. So we navigate to the home tab here. So we can change the stroke color as well. You can see it on the screen now that everything is changed, right? So this is how you navigate for simple color psychology in Adobe Illustrator. So let's quickly delete this and see one other example we can do in Adobe Illustrator color psychology. So if we navigate back to our toolbar, then we right click on this and select another rectangle. So if I draw another rectangle like this, now this rectangle here, I don't want it to have a stroke color. I don't even want it to have any stroke at all. So how do we do that? It's a very simple thing. So we can just come here from the home tab here. You tap the home tab, then click on none. This simply means that you don't want any color at all for the stroke. So you can see that we have our rectangle without any stroke color. So let's say we want to remove the color fill. We don't want any color fill for our shape style. So it's still the same process. You have to go back to the home tab here and navigate to the fill color, select none. So you can see, but in this case now, if there is no color fill for foreground color and the stroke color, it simply means that you won't be able to differentiate your shape from the background. So you can see now, but when you move your mouse there, it's going to be active, right? So it's either you have a color fill or no stroke fill, or stroke fill or no inner fill. So for instance, now we can switch back to stroke fill. So it gives us an opportunity to differentiate between the background color and the shape object color, right? So if we go back to the shape and navigate back to the home tab and select our color back, it comes up immediately. Then we come back to the stroke fill, then no stroke fill. Now, how do we get a variety of color for an object or for text in your Adobe Illustrator graphics? So we can make a duplicate of this rectangle here. The easy way to make a duplicate on Adobe Illustrator is to press alternative key on your keyboard. So when you press alternative key on your keyboard, you see that your mouse is going to turn to a kind of a slide to shape style. So when you drag, it means you are trying to make a duplicate. So I need this in just 4 places. Okay. So now I want to get a variety of this kind of a pink color, right? So we can start from the first one here, which is the primary pink color. I'm good with the style. So if I select the second one here, then you navigate to the toolbar here, double click the fill, So when you double click the fill, this is going to pop up. So I need a light one of the pink. So having select the color, you notice the color code here is different from the initial ones. So the initial one, if you click on this again, you see the initial color code here, the original color code. But if we are to select the light one, so you come here, you see the difference of the color code now. They are not the same, right? So if I click on OK, this is simply means that I have accepted the new color code style, so which is very much light than the first one, right? So if we come here again and select this third rectangle, then I come back to the toolbar here and double click on the fill. Now at this point here, we need another light one, right? If I come to the toolbar again and navigate to the, so we want to you need another lighter color of the pink, and select and click on OK. So you can see this, the third one is more light than the second one here, right? So if we select this, then we come back to the toolbar here, we'll double click on this. Then this is the color code, right? So this color code we can highlight like this. We right click and we make a copy, then OK. So now we move to the fourth one, right? So we come back to the toolbar, double click the color thumbnail. So then we can come here, select all the original color code like this, then we right click, then we click on paste. So you can see the color code difference is okay. Let me press Ctrl A here, then delete key, then right click, paste to paste the new color code. So when I paste the new color code, then I click on OK. So you see that the third color code is the same thing with the fourth color code. This is because I copy exactly color code from the color picker, right? So now if we are to change this color from different from the third one, so we have to come back to, we double click on the color thumbnail here, then we come back to the color picker, so we can select the light one here. So you can see from this point that there is a difference between the two colors. Then we click on OK. Now let me select everything. All right. So this is how you get a variety of color in Adobe Illustrator. So let's say for instance we select everything now. Then we press alternative key on our keyboard to make a duplicate of this shape. So we need this color in blue form, right? So we can just start from the first one here as well. Then we go to our toolbar, we double click on the fill to open the color picker. Now, having opened the color picker, we can drag the slider. We can drag it down to pick from this type of blue here. Now, you see the color code here. It's not the same as the previous color code for the pink. This is because we have moved from the pink color to the blue color segment. right? So if we are to click on OK now, it's going to change the color to the current blue in Illustrator. So if we select the second one here, we navigate to the toolbar and double click on the color thumbnail. So we move the color slider from the color picker down to blue or so. So if you look at the color code, it's not the same, right? And the color also is not the same. So if we click on OK, you see the difference now. So the same thing to the third one. We come to the toolbar and double click on the color thumbnail. Then from the color picker, we drag down so. Can click on OK. So the fourth one, double click on this. Then we click on OK. So this is how color work in a simple way in Adobe Illustrator, right? So if you try to play around with the color, these are the simple method whereby you can get a variety of color for your graphic, all right? So let's take a look at another example in color psychology in Adobe Illustrator.